Namaste everyone. Well, here we are again. Today I'm going to discuss from yamas, which is Yoga Sutras by Patanjali, which is the fifth yama that we're going to discuss. The yama is Aparigraha. Aparigraha. It means literally translated as non-possessiveness. It's more like relating to the excessive desire, like you want to own, or more of like a greed, or you have this attachment towards to it. So aparigraha, it's kind of like, it's like it's kind of, you don't want to cling on to them, or you don't want to be so attached to them. So let's get into a little bit more of like this how exactly it applies to our life and our practice of yoga. If you can see, I just draw a little cartoon here. A person, he's this, this property, wealth, money, cars, phones, expensive bags, a lot of clothes, all this kind of like material things. Like you wanna literally constantly craving to have more. But if you apply Aparigraha, it's about like you're detached, like you're not like, you don't want to be like attached so much or desire or craving for, or too much, investing your energy on it and by taking care or by one more and more. So you're actually looking at external world, and at some point, if you don't get it, it might cause suffering and you feel like you don't experience pleasure and joy. Let's say, from my experience, I like to shop. I literally bought like 15 pairs of shoes when I went to Europe last year. When I come back, it's like piles of a space. You take my space up. Now I don't even have time to wear those shoes, but I have lots of stuff. I don't know, I just bought it. It's like shopping, or bags, and expensive bags. I bought several of them. So, but I kind of stopped it now these days. After the COVID, I've gone through several changes, and I began to understand what I have to value and what I have to consume, and also attachments, this possessiveness, and I kind of like go through it. So if you add it in a more realistic way, it's like you don't want to have more, like less, or what is enough is enough. So material world can take you away from yoga, like especially this heaviness. So as we discussed earlier, the vital energy where you're consuming, like brahmacharya, consuming, like also that applies to the parigraha. When you attach all these things, you begin to feel free, like traveling with the less baggage, carrying not too many clothes, and you go there and you buy stuff, it gets heavier. So this material world kind of like makes you feel heavy. So it's kind of, in yoga it says that kind of detach it, not so much cling on to it or crave more or desire more. So you kind of can look at it to minimize. We call it, these days I've seen in Netflix a documentary called Minimalist. These people say like minimize everything. When you minimize everything, you start to feel lighter. Even in the body, like you put too much food, you kind of minimize. So the material world kind of shows that kind of explanation about it. Do you think you can get it? You're getting it? Yeah, so everything just minimize, and it creates pleasure and joy, but when it's too much, it's heavy. So, and you feel kind of like dominated, kind of non-possessiveness, like you want to own more. You want more and more and more and more. More. Also taking from the nature, taking from the people, and everything. So try not to have too much. Try to have what needs to live, what wants more to live. Because trust me, you really don't have time to take it. We only have 24 hours. So think about minimizing the material things. You can apply this yogic philosophy called Aparigraha, non-attachment. Okay, it's also kind of self-restraint. It's also like external behavior. Can help you and help others and help this environment also. Okay, less consume, less products. Less eating, body is lean, and heavy eating, body is heavy. So you can think about it. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. If you see more in a breath way, also this aparigraha, it's kind of let go and be free. For example, the breathing. You inhale, you fill the lungs, but you don't hold, you don't grasp. You're going to explode if you do that, because we need to exhale, right? So it's the same thing. As you exhale, you let go. So what it comes with more, it comes with attachment and more of clinging. So there's a saying, do not cling. Do not cling, or do not grasp, or non-coveting excessive desire. So this kind of, you can, if you pay attention to your breath, it comes in, goes out, comes in, goes out. The same thing when you hold a bird, which you can see here. If it comes to your hand and you feel that happiness, pleasure, and joy in it, the same thing as it goes off from you or leaves from you, anything, even in relationship, power and position, friend, anything in your life, you have to feel the same as you let go. With this, you can begin to feel lighter and you begin to feel free. And I would like to share a quote, since we're into this let go process now. A bird cannot hold its perch and fly. Neither can we grasp anything and be free. Think about it. So it's the same thing as a perch here. You cannot hold, like when we leave this universe, let's say when we leave our bodies and our mind, when life, like our time has come, when we gone, we don't take anything. What we carry is basically based on religion. You can say karma, dharma, or in a more modern living person, if you can say more practical way, memories that we have. Often we carry the memories. So one more thing, more in a mindfulness way, the memories that keeps you feel stuck sometimes, they can be good, also gives you pleasure and joy. They can be bad, but bad, so if you take a look, they take much more time to let go. Good, it always makes you feel good and happy, right? But mostly these bad memories can makes you feel like heavy, so you let go. How do you do that? Finding your breath, finding your space and time. Just to begin with the simple inhalation, exhalation. As you exhale, you let go. How the breath is out is the same, or you kind of have related excessive desire towards to it, which makes you feel free. It takes time, but you can try to apply more of a technique of meditating. It's much more helpful. So let's look at this chapter 2, 39 verse. I'm going to read it to you first. It's quite hard to pronounce. It took me also about 2 minutes to practice how to sound correctly. Aparigraha asterye janma kadanta sambodaha. Now you repeat after me. Aparigraha asterye janma kadanta sambodaha. So it's basically, if you go in a more like it's like a poetry, right? It's like a thread. It's one of the sutras. Sutra means thread. It's suture. It's like it takes you to nurture your body and mind too, which is good. So let's keep it more rhythmic way. Aparigraha asterya janma kadanta sambodaha. Chapter 239 verse by Yoga Sutras, and also Patanjali has written it. Meaning is, when a yogi, people who practice yoga, no need to be just posture, also external behavior, the Yama 5. A yogi, when he refrains from covetousness, it comes to kind of comparison, what you have more, I don't have, or you're looking at external. It goes more on this social media. You often look at yourself, you compare yourself with others, or in the office, or in the family, or in the external world, but you're not actually looking inside. Actually, the answer is inside. It starts from inwards. The journey starts from inwards. Yoga is like going inwards to see the outside world, but not you seeing outside, and you have this perceptions, imagination, like blown away everything. So covetousness is like this comparison to others, kind of more happen in the kind of, you can say, social media, and also most of the time. So you should know. It's like when you refrain from coitness and becomes firmly established with this attitude, like you know what it causes, you know, and know the whys and wherefores of birth manifest. So it's kind of like, you can say, control of a desire, control of this non-possessiveness, and also this attachments, grasp and clinging. So you kind of like refrain, and you firm that establishment, and you start to begin to feel free. Isn't it beautiful, the thread? I mean, the sutra. Okay, I'll read it one more time. Aparigraha sterye janma kadanta sambodaha. And that's so far. I mean, you can see the material world. This beautiful coat, this bird cannot hold his, this perch and fly, and we grasp one thing. We cannot, like, we feel heavy. Just let go. And you can see this inhale, exhalation, and just let go as you exhale. More of a mindfulness way. That heaviness. When you feel exhausted, you can do practice well. Anything, you run, you cycle, you swim, you badminton, anything you do, or you dance, or you practice yoga. Sit quietly, just do meditation, or maybe you do some mild, gentle practice as you exhale. So you don't want to be burnt out. Also, this is one of the, when you burn out, the energy is over, because you're consuming a lot. So you want to be mindful and be attention to it. Where this energy going? If you're linked to the fourth yama, the vital energy you say, but how you're using it. Yeah, less is more. Yeah, always. I would like to give you some tips. How we can kind of work on this. How do you say this? Aparigraha can be like applied to our life in our modern, crazy, busy, stressful life, but we can make ourselves free from it. So there are 5 things I would like to say to do. Take a note if you can. If not, it's okay, just listen to it. The first thing is, you need to pay attention to your breath. The breath. Pay attention to your breath. When you're excited, your breath is different. When you're anxious, your breath is different. When you're stressful, your breath is different. When you're unhappy or sad, or when you're anything, the breath is different. But what it helps, you want to be calm. In yoga, it's about being firm. Everything is like gather the energy, but you're keeping it very solid. All this emotional turbulence or whatever happening around you, consuming all this energy, everything. You want to be like just detached and just to slow down. The breath can be helpful, which is inhale, exhale. Don't hold it. So there's no holding. Let go. That's you need to do. When you feel overwhelmed, just meditate every day if you can, 10 minutes a day. Or when you feel like it's too much for me. Yeah. And the second one is, do things what makes you feel free. Do things what makes you feel free. Like, what makes you feel free? I repeat, what makes you feel free? Someone invited you somewhere. You're not feeling good with yourself. Tell them honestly. Sorry, I can't. If that person understands you, you both are doing yoga. So it's the same thing with a relationship. And anything can apply. You love to dance, just go dance. You love to do yoga, go do it. You love to cook. You love to spend time with your family and friends, go ahead. That is also karma yoga. It's like action based. You're offering, you're sharing, and you're supporting. Sharing is caring too. Whatever makes you feel, do things something that does not make you feel heavy. But of course, people need to understand, right? That's also vice versa. But it's not about being more selfish. It's do things that what makes you feel free, but not like consuming overnight. But don't shop too much. Shop what you need. And the third one is limited expectations. Do not expect so much. No. Because we often expect a lot. Me too. I have a certain expectations on my teamwork and how to run the business, or how to perform best with my dance crew, how to make my students and followers even solid and firm, constantly studying. I have certain expectations of them because I'm doing the work. If they do also the work that, as I said, both sides we do, I think there is a subtle energy like coming together. It's quantumizes and minimizes also in balance. Not just like I'm doing so much, they're not doing it. I'm taking my energy also. So kind of like, so I have this, oh my God, I'm doing so much. I mean, this is not this. So I have this expectation. So when I see there, kind of you balance this. So creating a balance basically with less expectations. Do your best, do your work, do your practice deliberately, constantly. With a limited expectation. If you can't do a forward fold, it's okay. It'll come. Just keep rolling. Don't expect it in the first day. Like when people come to my class, I teach them some dance choreography or some posture. I cannot. So I said, hey, it's just, it's a fast expectation. So also because you want to experience it once. No, cannot. It takes time. So limited expectations on anything. And the fourth one, it's more about being more intelligent, like intelligence, like being, I don't say smart, I don't say clever. Intelligence, it comes with it comes with like a divine knowledge or something. So you have to accumulate intelligently your energy. Where are you spending? How you spend time? How you spend within the time and space? What are you doing? Are you too much on the phone? Are you too much eating? Are you too much shopping? Are you too much consuming or want more, like the material, or like excessive desire or dominate? You want to have a power, ego. Lots of ego also not good. Too much ego gonna pull you down. There are many like especially I've seen several stories. This too much ego gonna make the person really, it drags itself. Yeah, so be humble. If you're back to that intelligent accumulation, it comes with humbleness. It comes with a very gentle approach to everything. Not like, okay, grand big sell, 99%, you only pay 1%. You go jump on the shopping complex, like people take all this stuff and you can see there's a big queues going on, all this. So, but be intelligent. Is it useful? You buy after. Are you using it? Are you using it well? Are they useful? What I have, like I have this recorder or the sutras book or the light in front of me, the laptop and the camera and the board, this color sketches. They are useful for me for my study and all. But I'm not going to have one more set or more. But I use them wisely. So being more intelligent, accumulation of the energy of anything in the external world. So we're talking about Yama, self-restraint, ethical discipline, and outer behavior. How do you engage your energy with everything so you do not be so aggressive, and be more intelligent in your accumulation of the energy. And also not cling. Let's say you want a position in the company, you got it. But is that position gives you pleasure and joy, or you want more and more and more? Oh, see, our mind it's naturally, like its nature is wandering constantly. Jump here, and there. Even as super cool practitioners also cannot control the mind. But what we have to understand is, we have to understand compassion and practice forgiveness and kindness. With harmony and love, you create the harmony and love. It comes along. It's like a whole package. So you don't cling like anything past or now in this moment or the future. Oh my God, I have this property, the material world. Oh my God, I hold this. Oh my God, this place is mine. This house is mine. Oh my God, it's just, there's all like, it's impermanent. It's not going to stay. One day you're going to leave this universe. So before we, whatever, we're going to leave this place, the birth, the life, and then the death, it's like a cycle, right? Why we need to accumulate a lot? Why we need so much? Why we need this, this external world pulls us away from this deep inner, that light awareness within you. So just think about it. And also, do not cling. And do not consume, even travel light, less clothes, less stuff. I can share a lot actually. So basically it's about being free. Of course you need things, but you don't need too much or over. Well, I have decided yesterday I want to start to give out my stuff, or I want to just do a charity, like whatever I have, like, you know, maybe just find people, just maybe it can be useful for them. So when you have a space in your place, you create that space with less stuff, it can create an environment you feel not too much taking care of or consume it from you, the energy. So you can more accumulate. That's what we talk about, intelligence, accumulation of the energy. If you link to the fourth, the vital energy with the external world, you kind of like, my energy is going this, it's useful for me. You want to feel lighter, right? You want to feel free. You want to sleep well, don't you? You don't want to feel heavy. Also, don't drink too much. Alcohol gives pleasure and joy for a while. Anything, not only like a food. I also love dinners. But, you know, sometimes we need to just to understand, oh, it's enough is enough. And let me share something with you. It's from the Yamas by Aparigraha. The example is like, there is like a traffic attachment trap. Just like, you know, for example, if you think like a monkey and banana also, because its nature is attracted to it. And you kind of create a cage. You want to attract the monkey. When you put the banana inside, it runs and it comes in, and you shut the door, you're locked. It stays with the banana, and you keep feeding the banana. So this external world kind of, we constantly looking and craving outside what makes us, gives us pleasure and joy. This is a nature. It is simply human nature. We want more and more. This is just how it is. But if you see this, whatever attracts you, kind of like, wait a minute. You know, wait a minute. I think I have, or kind of like you kind of distract your focus on something that's useful for you, but not to consume a lot. You can use this intelligent accumulation. You can see here, not sure you can see it now, with the limited expectations, and do things what makes you feel free, and paying attention to your breath when if you face this kind of that, and you do not cling. After you got it, you just let go. Doesn't mean exactly let go. If it just makes you like drained or emotionally exhaustion, anything, memory, anything, let go, and you begin to feel free. And there is an extreme practice in ancient India. Sadhus or sages or swamis or the people that extreme practice in this Aparigraha, non-possessive. They don't want to hold anything. What they do is like literally they live in a forest. They detached totally from this world, and they live in the mountains or in the forest, live with the nature in harmony. Because they believe that if we live in for a while in this body, in this universe, why we need to get distracted by all this external world, want more and more, this drama with the family, married life, friends, business. There are many you can think about it, whatever you can say. So but it's an extreme practice, but it shows that there is a let go, or there is like a non-attachment, or like kind of you don't want too much now. They accumulate very simple food, practicing yoga, they connect with the breath, practicing meditation. It can be very hard actually. Yeah, so it might be difficult. I mean, I thought of like a 1 month shutdown, like literally, I don't know, probably don't work, or just like disappear on phones and no phones, just simply connect with myself, no laptops, nothing, just to eat simple food, practice yoga, do what I like, no contact, nothing. But it's hard, right? Because I have responsibilities. I'm not clinging to it, but I have a duty to do. So, but I'm using the intelligent accumulations with the less expectations. And I do things what I love to do, which is dancing, yoga, and philosophy, and a bit of podcast. It makes me feel good too. But I'm doing with the less expectations. I just go with the flow. The last but not the least, you know what is trapeze artist in the circus? They hold in circus swing, right? as he moves, he swings, he catches the other, and he moves, he swings and catches the other. So it's the same thing with your energy. If you hold it too long, you're basically going to fall because it makes you feel heavy now. So it's so cool. The book mentioned this example. You want to just, with the flow, the energy, you release, you change, you release, you change. Try to almost hold it, but if you lose the balance, you're going to fall. It can apply in anything in reality. So you think about it, go with the flow, have some journal about things to do, but not that makes you feel heavy, or you throw yourself here, you throw yourself here, you throw yourself here, and this morning 7 to night 11 o'clock you're like everywhere, but at the end you feel like, oh, what did I do? Is it useful for me? Think about it. Or is it makes me feel free? Think about it. Or is it makes me feel joy and it creates pleasure? Think about it. Is it useful? Think about it. So there's a lot. So you go with the flow. So this trapeze artist shows is such a cool name. It's like trapeze artists let go bar one at a time as it swings with the flow of energy, but he or she does not cling or grasp or hold on to it. So you can learn to let go and move forward with that clinging or making yourself heavy, because this holding on these attachments can ruin our day when they're not fulfilled. And also taking nothing with you and less carry, less planning, just go with the plan. Sometimes no plan is a good plan. You should have a plan, of course, because we live in this modern world. We should have a bit of plan, but not too much. So instead of getting heavy every moment, you live in the moment. As you live in the moment, you live in the moment and you let go of the moment as it passed. Future, we don't know. So people, there are 5 things before I close this talk. Non-attachment, non-greed, non-clinging, non-grasping, and non-coveting. Just like the trapeze artist, you have to kind of swing, move through the energy, and you let go enough. And this Aparigraha shows us ego, this identity and your belongings that you want more, you want to own more. So you want to be more intelligent in your accumulation of your energy, and also let this non-attachment freeze up to be more immersed in appreciation of life, one another. Once again, let go and be free from all this life or this busy life now. Take it as an experience and experience freedom within that very moment. Once again, a bird cannot fly or cannot hold its perch and fly. Neither can we grasp anything and be free. Thank you for listening. Be free and let go. Namaste. Bye-bye.